How incredibly bizarre. Within about a half hour of this shooting, at the White House Correspondents Dinner at the Hilton Hotel in Washington, DC, Donald Trump just held a press conference where he's been saying, well, because of this shooting, that's why we need to build my golden ballroom. Everybody, the shooting justifies the golden ballroom. And he just held this press conference 30 minutes after the shooting at the White House Correspondents Dinner, and the event was canceled. And this is what he's doing now. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight. And I will say, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's a much more secure. It's drone-proof. It's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service. That's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons. But today's a little bit different, because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. And then he says, this won't deter us from winning the war in Iran. We're going to continue to do a great job in Iran. What are you talking about? What do these things have to do with each other? What do you mean right now? This is what you're doing? I mean, are you using this to push your agenda? It doesn't happen to people that don't do anything. And it's not going to deter me from winning the war in Iran. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I really don't think so based on what we know. But we're going to continue to do a great job. That's all I can do. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Then Kash Patel looks Donald Trump in the eyes, and he's like, Sir, this is why you're so courageous. This is why you're a hero. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing right now? General, thank you, Mr. President. The president's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because you, Mr. President, inspire them 24/7, 365. You give them the resources that they need. And they know that you have their back. And that is a changing dynamic in this country. And that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect, and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. By the way, this is why we don't bring you these press conferences live on the Midas Touch. I'm not going to expose you to this level of gaslighting. I'm going to make sure that I share the clips in their full context. State regime media. Pete Ducey asked Donald Trump, so why do you think this keeps on happening to you, Donald? Why do you think that people keep on trying to have these shootings near you? What do you think? And Donald Trump's like, well, Pete, it's a great question. When you make such a big difference in the world like I do, it comes with the territory. Important people. This is what happens. Thank you very much, Peter. Go ahead. Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that? And I ask respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you? Well, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people. Abraham Lincoln, you go through the people that have gone through this, where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. Then Donald Trump says, look, I don't want to cancel this thing. We're going to reschedule this event. I fought like hell to stay tonight. I wanted to do it. But the security told me, Donald, you can't do it. We're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again. We're not going to let anybody take over our society. We're not going to cancel things because we can't do that. We wanted to stay tonight. I will tell you, I fought like hell to stay, but it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know, could there be another shooter? Probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out. We'll find out very quickly, They have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much. And then he posts on his social media platform this video, which purports to be security footage from the event where they claim this is the shooter running past the Secret Service. And then there's other reporting that the shooter allegedly assembled the weapon in a nearby area where the bartenders were, and then sprinted past the Secret Service, never made it into the ballroom where the guests were, where the actual event was, but sprinted by and then was stopped before the ballroom. Then Donald Trump said it's like a lone wolf. If you have a whack job, who's got a brain? Right, Pete? Millions of people across the globe, in fact, are watching you. You demonstrated courageous leadership, and thank God you're alive. All of us are alive today. What is the message that you want to give to the world that this should change? What corrective measures can we take from here on? Well, all you can do. Look, I don't care how many people you have, how good they are. They can be the greatest people. You have the greatest security in history. If you have a whack job who's got a brain, but it's a little bit distorted or a lot distorted, they can make trouble. I would say, Pete, right? You know, they can make trouble. Some of these people are of genius level IQ and they're nuts. So it can be trouble. So you do absolutely the best. You get the best. We have the best people. Look, it was proven tonight. He started running from 50 yards, and he was fast. He was like a blur on tape. He was moving. They turned. It was very impressive the way they got him, because a lot of people would be looking and saying, you know, it's like a weird feeling. Then a reporter said, "Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detail take minutes to be escorted out of the room. No, they acted very quickly, and I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark Wayne, you would agree with that. I think I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now, saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because you know, it's my life and I want to live, because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live. But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone." Also, this was the moment that it was announced in the ballroom that the event was canceled. The reporter who was hosting this event said, words to the effect, "Donald Trump is so courageous, and he's going to be doing a press conference right now at the White House. How courageous is he? So he can say, we need golden ballrooms, and he can lie more about the catastrophic and unlawful war in Iran, so he can use that to push his agendas. Sorry, I'm going to call out what's actually happening. This is a room full of reporters, so I know you've already seen the president's post on Truth Social. Law enforcement has requested that we leave the premises consistent with protocol, and he wanted to emphasize that nobody was hurt. He and the First Lady, the cabinet, everybody's safe. The president will be having a press briefing at the White House in 30 minutes. That is not a joke. And he insists that we will reschedule this event in the next 30 days. And then just so you can see the moment for yourself, that Donald Trump and the vice president were evacuated from the stage as the Secret Service were walking Donald Trump out. You could see him stumble. Just watch carefully here. There's the president being escorted. The president being escorted out one side. The vice president being escorted out the other. Which is so interesting. The Secret Service has so many different protocols. The vice president no doubt has one secure area that he was taken to. The president no doubt a different secure area. The entire constitutional chain of command and succession was really in that room. And then there's this bizarre video of Caroline Leavitt right before the event started, where she said that shots will be fired tonight. A weird expression to use. Ready to rumble. Is he not? He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room, so everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it. And you wrote most of it, you said? I can't take credit. In true Donald Trump fashion, the man puts his pen to the paper himself, so it's a lot of his own work. And then there was this footage of Erica Kirk leaving the venue crying, and Wolf Blitzer, who was near where the shooting took place. He was commenting that in all of his years going to the White House Correspondents Dinner, he's never seen more security than he saw at the Washington DC Hilton this evening. He said there was security everywhere. So I'm now in the lobby of the Washington Hilton Hotel, and all the people who were inside are slowly but surely taking the escalator up, and they're getting ready to leave and see if they could get a ride home, one way or another. The security going into the event tonight was incredible. I had never seen security around the Washington Hilton Hotel for a White House Correspondents Association dinner, or for any other major dinner, as tight as it was tonight. And I've been to about 30 of these White House Correspondents Association dinners over the years that I've been with CNN, and it was just very, very, very intense. I have no idea if there were any indications that something like this could happen, but I know that security was beefed up, and something happened. The shots were fired just outside the door to the ballroom. The shooter did not get into the ballroom. He was shooting one floor up, on the stairs leading to the ballroom. It was just enormously loud, difficult to comprehend what was going on. And I'm sure we'll be learning a whole lot more about the suspect. What was going on, if there was a motive, or whatever. But when the cops saw me only a few feet away from the shooter, they threw me to the ground and got on top of me to protect me. And then, after a few minutes, they picked me up and took me away to a secure room, the men's room, which was not very far away. And here's another angle, clearer audio of the gunshots from inside the ballroom. Here's new footage, as well capturing the tense moments in the aftermath of the shooting at the Correspondents' Dinner. Where's it coming from? Crossfire. Look out. Watch out, dude. Everybody stay down. Stay down. Here's what the scene looked like outside. More footage coming in. Here's what Jeanine Pirro had to say, the United States Attorney from DC. Here was a selfie video she put out on her official social media accounts right away. I'm at the Washington Hilton. I've been taken out of the main ballroom after the sound of shots fired. The Secret Service is now in charge of this building, this hotel. I just spoke to Mayor Muriel Bowser. She is on her way, and Chief Jeffrey Carroll is on his way. He will be in charge as soon as he gets here. And here's some reporting from the New York Times. I'm one of the small number of journalists traveling with the White House press pool tonight. We were in a hall just outside the ballroom when the commotion first rang out. Several things happened in quick succession. Tuxedoed agents pulled out guns and began running towards the ballroom. White-jacketed caterers screamed and bolted for stairwells. Pandemonium reigned as top cabinet officials were evacuated. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his wife, Cheryl Hines, came out and were ushered into an elevator. Then Jeanine Pirro emerged. FBI Director Kash Patel came tearing across the hallway with two men in tow. His girlfriend was hiding in a room with another man who was holding her hand. Reporters are about to be taken back into the ballroom. The show will go on, apparently. Except it didn't go on.